5 minutes ago it was fine. Why all of a sudden does it just not want to? I just want to make it pretty. Just want to be pretty. First up, this is Lana. She's our producer. I'm moving my hand, Jesus. First thing, what do you want? If you've been to the store lately, you'll notice that there's a crap load of corn just sitting by the door of your local grocery store because it's that summertime feeling and the living is easy and the corn is everywhere helping you to stay regular. So what we're gonna do today is make corn salad. Now, everyone's got their own iteration of like a nice summer salad. This is one of my favorites. I love corn. The real big thing that I'm gonna teach you how to do today is make a vinaigrette. A vinaigrette is comprised mostly of two things. That is oil and vinegar. With vinaigrette, you can use, whatever oil you really truly like, but the best oils that I feel that you could use, something like a grapeseed oil if you want a nice light vinaigrette, or a heavy, robust vinaigrette using olive oil. We have our extra mustard that we're gonna use to emulsify our vinaigrette and bring it together as a binder. And we have a little bit of a banana pepper style mustard. It's almost like a chutney, really, but it's gonna provide a nice level of sweetness. You really wanna balance out all of that vinegar and some of that salt with something sweet. We also have our red onion. We have parsley. We also have our shallot, which we're going to cut up and use as an aromatic inside of our vinaigrette. We have our fresh cherub tomatoes, and we have some serrano peppers for spice. What we're gonna do is we're going to take all of our corn. It's time to get it off the cob and into the bowl. Obviously, you don't wanna go all the way down to the cob. You want to make sure you're just taking the niblets. Next up, parsley. Now, I like a rough chop on the parsley. With a salad like this, larger chunks of parsley or larger tiny sprigs, but little nuggets of parsley, I think are really good. We're moving on to our serrano peppers. I like it spicy, so I'm gonna leave the seeds in, but if you don't, you could always take the seeds out, or you could use a pepper that is not quite as hot, so lower on that Scoville unit. And then we're going to take our red onion and we're going to cut the ends off both sides and then do a very thin julienne of red onion. Just because we're already here, we're going to go ahead and dice our shallot and get that into a separate cup. Shallot is for the vinaigrette, all right? Not in the salad. Got it. Onions and salad. Like we talked about earlier, we're going to use one of these two wonderful juices of the oil variety, also known as olive oil or grapeseed oil. So you can decide whatever you want to do at home. I prefer whichever one I have in my house. Now, some of you might have like a canola oil at home. You can use that. You could use vegetable oil. Like if you don't have anything else, you just might want to offset that with a little more vinegar, just because that oil is going to be not as peppery. Basically, try to use like an olive oil if you have olive oil at home. Don't have it, grapeseed oil is great. If grapeseed oil is really expensive, you could go for canola oil, extra light olive oil. You decide. Grapeseed oil, one out the day. When you're making a vinaigrette at home, one of the keys to making a great vinaigrette, obviously, is whisking it. So you're gonna whisk it to emulsify and blend all of those ingredients together. So we have ourselves a stick blender right here, and the little cup that the stick blender came with. So this is what we're going to use to actually emulsify our vinaigrette. Also, you could use like a food processor, whatever you got at home, that's what you use. You don't have any of those things, you got a whisk always works. It's gonna take a little bit longer to bring everything together, but in the olden days, that's all they had, or their fingers. They would just be like this for 5 hours until it turned to butter. We can't do any of this without vinegar. So the vinegar of choice, we're gonna use a white wine vinegar today with this dressing. So if you've got like a balsamic, you want to make a balsamic vinaigrette, there you go. You've got an apple cider vinegar, apple cider vinaigrette. Hey, great, there you go. Now we add our shallots. We're gonna use our grapeseed oil into the blah blah blah, Followed swiftly by our vinegar. Half a cup of grapeseed oil. And we're going to use a quarter cup of vinegar to start. Banana pepper mustard, also kind of like a banana pepper chutney. This is gonna provide a sweetness, a little more depth of flavor. Next up, we have our Dijon. It's not quite as smooth. This is gonna be our emulsifier, and a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. If it's not salty enough to your liking, or it needs a touch more salt, needs a touch more sugar, add those things. Get it to where you want it. Or say fuck all, and then just get the Olive Garden dressing out of the fridge. Blend. It's looking nice and emulsified. We've got all of our ingredients inside of our bowl. It's time to work those things together. Work in that vinaigrette. Slowly toss that vinaigrette into your corn salad. Look how yummy and delicious and nutritious. So that is a very quick, very simple summer corn salad. A little bit of white wine vinaigrette with a touch of mustard and a banana pepper chutney on the side. Remember, just the foundation. This is what I got in my fridge. Do it whatever with whatever you got in your fridge, however you want to do it. Struggle together. Let me know what you think next shit in the fridge should be. Tell us what shit is in your fridge, and we will come up with something to make with it. Stay hungry. Ah! The House Okonomiyaki. A Japanese savory pancake, mayo, tonkatsu, bacon, green onion, and fried egg. I know some people really like overcooked noodles, and those people are terrorists, so we're gonna just do al dente today.